Congressman Bill Keating from Massachusetts. I'm here to welcome you for a very important panel meeting you'll have today and an exchange of ideas that are important. I've thought about the efforts of Parents for Peace and the approach that's being taken here, and it reminded me actually of a blending of the three primary parts of my own career going through. I started out in the state legislature, but I was chair in Massachusetts of the Judiciary Committee that dealt with so many of the ways that from criminal justice side as well as other means of trying to deal with very great challenges we had, challenges that stem from all kinds of violence, all kinds of ways to mediate that, all kinds of manners to approach it, whether it's through rule of law or through rehabilitation, and even dealing with some of the research that's involved and behind that. So I carried that, and then the next stage of my career was as a district attorney. And I do see a lot of analogies here as well in terms of approach. I think the older approach to many of the issues of crime or violence used to be strictly looking at how we can secure people away, put them in prisons, how we could take an approach that was one-dimensional. And then over time, even in the years I was there, we were able to look more broadly at the issue, to look at prevention, to look at how we can deal with this more effectively. It not only made people safer, but it also helped prevent lives from being ruined. Along those lines, I worked very much with victims' families and other families, both at the state level in the judiciary and as a district attorney, and I found that the value of taking that kind of approach to dealing with these very difficult issues and complex issues. They're not simple. And the luxury we have many times of doing it individually by individually, instance by instance, or case by case, it's the best way to approach it maybe on those levels, isn't necessarily available to us here at the national level when things are broader, policies are broader, and the institutions that we have working with us are national in scope. Yet, I think we've missed something here by just ceding the fact that at the national level we can't do a lot of things that sort of are organic, that look from the ground up to see what's happening, to see causes, to see signals, to find ways to intercede and prevent extremism or violence from occurring. And I think today's panel and the fact that you're having it here at the Capitol, at the extension of the Capitol and the House Office Building, to discuss these issues is important. When I first started dealing with some of these issues and dealt with young people, there were a great deal of psychological and very technical and very learned expertise going into that area. They would look at areas of gang. They looked at what happened when a young person had a negative identity, when they were cut off socially, what would happen. We dealt with a lot of that when I was at DA with programs starting even in the second and third grade about bullying issues in school and other issues, because this is an issue. And there is a transference, I think, to how people are more susceptible. So we face a new landscape. We face new challenges, harder challenges. And as we make progress, we have to be able to counter that. But that's why I think today is so important. And that's what we're here for. We're here for also, hopefully, to talk about what happened, to make a change, what was successful, to look at successes, as well as areas where we still have a great deal of more work to do. So we have to break down stigma of groups. We have to understand the individuality of some of these actions, how it occurs, to better understand. And we have to take a lot of these groups and other community groups and work together. If we come together and intervene, it's much harder to hate up close. And that's where we can all not only bear responsibility, but have an obligation to go and help ourselves. So today is great in terms of focusing on the things that we haven't focused on as much as we should nationally, and how we can move in this direction. I just want to thank the panel, thank the people that are here, thank the people that were willing to tell their story and to try and share that knowledge. But we just don't want this to be informative alone. I hope it's a catalyst to act and to have more resources and more ability to better understand these issues. The better we understand, the more we realize what works, the more we invest our time, resources, and attention to those things, the more successful it will be. So thank you for what you're doing. I really appreciate this effort, and I'm not alone in trying to work at a national level to try and make change and to make our country safer, our families safer, our communities safer, and lives more enriched, and a belief that we can change, and we can move forward, and we can continue to be stronger, having overcome this challenge. So thank you so much.